Hello, friends. Myself, Priyajit Banerjee. Hope you all are doing well and you all in sound health in this pandemic time. And you all are studying hard for your examinations for the semesters as well as for the GATE examination as well. So, as you all know, the GATE examination CE 2021, the notification has been given by IIT Bombay, and they had made certain preliminary changes and certain conceptual changes in the syllabus pattern and also in the question pattern as well. And a new thing has been introduced that you can also apply for two GATE papers. Okay, so there is an optional paper which you can apply for, and that optional paper is actually a interdisciplinary subject of the main topic, such as civil engineering. So you will have a particular subject which will be a subset of the civil engineering or which will be related to civil engineering. Okay, so that becomes your optional subject as well. So in concise, we can say that the syllabus change that has been done, it has been done keeping in mind that the theoretical portions which required a lot of mugging, which required a lot of learning of the data, so those portions has been eliminated, and the focus has been shifted towards the numerical oriented approach. So therefore, it is actually beneficial for the students because they have trimmed off and shortened off the syllabus. They have removed the theoretical learning portions and they have included only the numerical oriented approach and the conceptual things. So over here, we will firstly see what are the changes in the syllabus pattern. Mainly, things are excluded. Only a few topics are included, which are very important and conceptual. Okay, so we will see these changes, and also we'll look into what are the changes in the marks distribution, the question pattern, and the optional papers as well. Okay, so if you see, so firstly, we will see for the engineering mathematics. Okay, so engineering mathematics, many portions has been excluded. The first being the Maclaurin series. Okay, the second is the Laplace transformation and its uses in the SDOEs, the ordinary differential equations. Okay, so this Laplace transformation is actually it's more usage. It's more useful for the electronics and communication students. So not much for the civil engineering. So they have eliminated that part. Then Stokes theorem, Green's theorem, and Gauss theorem, which is the part that relates to the double integrals, the triple integrals, which many students finds a bit confusing and a bit difficult. So these portions, the questions were generally not asked, and hence these were actually the dormant portions. So these are removed from the syllabus. Okay. Part D is the hypothesis testing. Okay. You might not have even heard the name. So questions were not asked from this part, hypothesis testing. So it has been eliminated. Okay, so these four parts you do not need to focus on anymore. The fifth, which I have written in the green, the linear regressional analysis. So this is the inclusion that they have done in the engineering mathematics portion. Okay, so the linear regression analysis, it's a very good inclusion, and you can expect a question this time surely from this part. So this is generally done keeping in mind that we do the BTech projects or you will further go into higher studies. So you will require many theoretical data and practical data which you need to fit in a curve. Okay, so that correlation regression, which is actually a part of the statistical probability or the mathematics statistical part, so that is included. So this will be very important even if you go for higher studies also, and also important for your practical daily usage. Okay, so this is very, very important. Then coming to the engineering mechanics part, they have removed this part, kinematics of point mass and rigid system. They have removed Euler's equation of motion and also the impulse momentum. Now, please don't confuse this impulse momentum with the impulse momentum that you do in fluid mechanics. Okay, so this is concept is same, but application is in classical mechanics. So that is removed. Okay. Now, coming to the core civil engineering part, that is structural analysis. So nothing has been removed. Everything is as it was. Only a topic has been included, that is free vibration of undamped SDOF, which means single degree of freedom system. Okay, so this is a part which is generally covered in the advanced structural analysis domain, and this is related to structural dynamics and earthquake engineering. So if you go to study structural dynamics and earthquake engineering, so the first thing that we have to go through is the vibrational analysis, or the nature of the structure under free and forced vibration. Okay, so they have included this first very basic topic of the structural dynamics, that is free vibration of undamped single degree of freedom system. Again, since it is a new topic and it's a very hot topic, okay, so from here a question is expected to come. Okay, now how questions or what topics you need to cover in this part? In this part, you need to cover how to calculate the effective stiffness of a spring system, how to compute the effective stiffness of a spring and a structure composite system. So these questions will be asked from free vibration. Okay, and also they can ask you what is the natural frequency and the natural time period of a particular structure. So these are the questions that can be asked from this part. Okay, so this inclusion and this inclusion they have done in alignment with the engineering services examination syllabus. Okay, now moving on to the fourth part, which is the construction management and materials. Okay, so this part generally comprised of the theoretical learning portions, so from which you can see bricks, mortar, timber and bitumen are eliminated. So generally bricks, mortar, timber and bitumen were very much theoretical. You have to study what are the composition, what are the effects of the different composition, then what are the different types of test and all. So various data you have to remember. So these theoretical portions which actually burden the students, so that has been curtailed off. Okay, but again keep in mind this bitumen part, you will again get bitumen where? In the traffic engineering, that is in the highway pavement and materials. So for the flexible pavement we use bitumen. So in that context, when you study highway pavement, you have to study what are the properties of bitumen, what are the different tests done on the bitumen. So that you have to study. Okay, don't think that over here bitumen is eliminated, that means from the highway pavement materials we will not study bitumen. That is not the case. Okay, now over here tendering and contracts. So this part, previously questions were not asked generally. Okay, very few questions has been asked. Okay, almost negligible you can say. So they have eliminated this part, tendering and contracts. Then coming on to the part of RCC. So in RCC nothing has been, no much major changes has been there. So they have only excluded the part ultimate load design concepts, from which the questions were generally not asked. Okay, so LSM and WSM are the major things where the questions are asked from, and there is no changes in PSC also. So RCC, PSC, there is only one change. Ultimate load design has been eliminated. Okay, then for the geotechnical engineering, which is a vast subject, so the theoretical parts such as the origin of the soils and origin of the soils fabric, this is eliminated. Generally questions were not asked, and also it is purely theoretical, eliminated. Then you have method of slices. So this is actually a method of computing the stability of the soils. So that is eliminated. So you do not need to cover up this method of slices. Okay. Then third is Westergaard analysis. Now Westergaard analysis in case of stress distribution in the soils. So if when you study stress distribution, you will see Boussinesq analysis, Westergaard analysis. So over there, Westergaard did not need to study. Okay. But again, keep in mind, in highway rigid pavement analysis and rigid pavement designs, Westergaard analysis is there. So over there, you have to study Westergaard analysis. But with respect to the stress distribution in the soils, Westergaard analysis has to be avoided. Okay. Next is fluid mechanics. The major change has been done in fluid mechanics. Okay. So fluid mechanics is a subject which is common for both mechanical as well as civil engineering students. Okay. But the prospect and the aspect with which both the streams study are a bit different. Okay. So therefore, this part, which is the hydraulic machines, turbines, pumps, and velocity triangles, this part is actually much more pertaining to the mechanical engineering students. So this part is eliminated for the civil engineering students. Okay, so this, moreover, from these parts, very few questions were asked, and hence this part is also eliminated. So it's a very big portion that has been eliminated. So it makes fluid mechanics much shorter, and it makes the chances of scoring in fluid mechanics much higher also. Okay. Then come to irrigation. Irrigation, the theoretical parts, as I told, the theoretical parts are eliminated. So the canal regulatory works, okay, that what are the works that are done in order to regulate a canal and all. So these are the theoretical portions. Okay. Then outlets and escapes, again theoretical portions, these are eliminated. Okay. Then you have highway and traffic. So in highway engineering, highway alignment and engineering services, engineering service are eliminated. Highway alignment means how you are going to align the highways, what are the obligatory points, what are the points you need to cover up, what are the points you need to leave. So those theoretical parts you have to eliminate. Then engineering surveys that are done in order to align the highway, such as the preliminary survey, the final survey. You do not need to cover up those portions. Questions will not be asked. Okay. Then from the traffic engineering part is the parking study. Generally, very few questions here and there has been asked in GATE. So this parking study is also eliminated. It's not that much of an important topic, so it has been curtailed off. Okay. Now for the geomatics part, in the geomatics part, it comes under survey. Okay. So in the geomatics part, this GPS, the global positioning system, this was the new topic that was included, but it has been discontinued from the, it will be discontinued from the next year. Okay. Then noise pollution. So this is another important change. So one important change you will get in fluid mechanics, a very vast thing is eliminated. One important change you will get in structural analysis, where a very new topic related to structural dynamics has been included. And the other change is noise pollution, which has been eliminated totally. So you do not need to go through the noise pollution things. So this noise pollution subject, it had certain formulas, some logarithmic formulas which you need to remember, and direct formula putting numericals is to come. Okay. So this noise pollution is totally eliminated. So this is the total syllabus, the changes in the syllabus. As you can see, the maximum things are excluded. The things that are included are the linear regression and analysis in engineering mathematics portion, and the free vibration of undamped single degree of freedom structures in the structural analysis portion. So these are the two inclusions. Rest all are the exclusions. So in totality, it is making the syllabus much more concise, short, and inclined towards the numerical oriented approach. Okay. Now let us see what are the marks distribution. So there also certain changes has been done. So as we know, general aptitude has 10 questions, comprises of 15 marks. It is the same. In mathematics, the marks has been changed. They are telling that they will give 13 marks of engineering mathematics. That means this part. Okay. And the civil engineering paper will be of 72 marks. So which will comprise the total 100 marks. So now you need to just see and segregate that civil engineering paper you have to do well, because in order to get a good marks, the core subject, the core topic has to be strong. But apart from that, you have to give equal weightage to general aptitude as well as mathematics, because it is comprising of 28% of the total marks. So if you are very good in these two parts, obviously your marks in totality will go very, very higher. And the chance of securing a very good rank will be very, very optimistic. Okay. Then the question type. So previously there were two types of question, that is the MCQ, which you are quite aware of, that is multiple choice question, and NAT, that is the numerical answer type question. Okay. So this question generally has four options, out of which one is correct. And numerical answer type questions, where you have to input the answer, and there is a range between which, if your answer is there, you get the total marks. Okay. Now there is one more question pattern which has been introduced in alignment with the engineering services examination, that is MSQ, the multiple select question, which generally comes in the ESC examinations. Okay. So this MCQ, it has a negative marking. That means if you make a wrong answer, you get 1/3 of the marks is deducted. But for MSQ, there is no negative marking. For the NAT also, there is no negative marking. Okay. So even if you are not sure, you can attempt these questions, because there is no chances of a negative mark. Okay. So this is what the question pattern is. So over here, I have just given a simple example to make you understand what is an MSQ question type, that is multiple select question. So over here, we have taken an example of a cantilever where we have a load at the free end. Okay. And they have asked us to find what is the deflection and the theta slope at the free end. They have given four options. Okay. And the answer they have given A and B, B and C, C and D, or D and B. Okay. So here we know that deflections will be this PLQ by 3EI, and the slope will be PL square by 2EI. So the answer will be D and B. So these kind of question you will be getting in under the MSQ banner. Okay, under the MSQ type of questions. Okay, now you have to keep in mind, for MSQ type of questions, suppose if you answer, suppose the option has 3 correct answers and you are just taking the
2 correct answers, so you will not get any partial marking. So in MSQ, there is no partial marking. You get either the full marks or you get either 0. Okay, so that is what is all about MSQ. Now giving a brief insight about what percentage of questions you can expect under MSQ. So since it is a new question pattern, so you can expect at least 10 to 15 marks of question. At least it can be more than that. At least 10 to 15 marks of question pertaining to MSQ types. And this MSQ type has been included only to test your theoretical concept and your numerical concept. That means this MSQ type of questions will contain both theoretical questions as also it may contain numerical question. Over here I have given you an example where you need to solve the question. So it is a numerical oriented kind of a question. Okay, but same question they can ask in some other way in a theoretical format. So both theoretical as well as numerical questions which are conceptual will be asked in MSQ. So this makes the question or the question pattern much more interesting. Okay, so this is all about the question type. Now let us discuss about the optional papers. Okay, so the optional papers, we have two optional papers. One is AR, that is the architectural and planning, and ES is the environmental science. So as you know, the civil engineering is the mother core subject, out of which environmental science is a subset of the civil engineering subject. Same as architectural and planning. So therefore, these two you can take as an optional if you are a civil engineering student. Now, what is the benefit of this? Now, for environmental science, nowadays, there are many government organizations, there are many private organizations who directly recruit BTech in environmental science or who directly recruit students of environmental sciences. Okay, there are many companies who are directly wanting students from environmental science. Okay, those civil engineering students can apply, but if you have this environmental science, if you have a GATE score in environmental science, you can apply to many other institutions. You can apply to many government organizations as well as private organizations. Okay, as well as architecture also. If you have a knack towards architectural engineering and planning, so you can also go for architectural as well as environmental science. Now, since civil engineering has a broad zone, a very high number of students, so you can expect that environmental science and architectural will be having very less number of applicants. So if you want, you can go with these two optional papers, either one of these two optional papers. Okay, so I have discussed about the exclusions in the GATE syllabus, the inclusions in the GATE syllabus, and also what are the marks distribution, the question type, and the optional papers. I hope this makes your queries clear, and it will give you a better insight to prepare hard and fast for your examination. So therefore, all the best to all of you. Study hard and stay fit. Thanks.